What if I told you that behind the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Union wasn't just focused on nukes and space travel, but was also secretly breeding some of the toughest dogs the world has ever seen? That's right. Welcome back to PetsGators, comrades. Today, we're diving deep into the wild and fascinating world of Soviet dog breeding programs, where survival, strength, and utility ruled over beauty. So grab your ushanka and a glass of kvass, and let's count down the top 10 toughest dog breeds from the Soviet era. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Sulimov Dog. This breed is basically a canine spy project straight out of a Cold War thriller. Created in the 1970s by Soviet scientist Klim Sulimov for Aeroflot security, these dogs are actually a hybrid between jackals and domestic dogs. Why? To sniff out explosives and contraband with extreme precision in both freezing Russian winters and sweltering summers. They're so rare and specialized that only about 40 exist today, and all of them still work for Aeroflot. Talk about exclusive. Your purebred poodle has nothing on these Cold War sniffers. At number 9, meet the Yakutian Laika, the sled dog built for Arctic survival. Developed over thousands of years by the indigenous Yakut people of northeastern Siberia, this medium-sized powerhouse thrives in temperatures as low as -60 degrees Celsius. These dogs weren't just bred to survive in such brutal conditions. They were bred to work, pulling sleds across frozen tundra for miles. Their almond-shaped eyes even evolved to protect against snow blindness. And despite their rugged build, Yakutian Laikas are known to be incredibly gentle with children. Tough on the outside, teddy bears on the inside. Coming in at number 8 is the Samoyed, the original smiling sled dog. These fluffy white dogs weren't just adorable, they were essential to life in the Russian north. Bred by the Samoyedic people to herd reindeer, pull sleds, and keep families warm during harsh Arctic nights, Samoyeds have fur so thick and insulating that native Siberians once used it like wool. In fact, they could sleep in snowdrifts, using the snow itself as extra insulation. Their famously friendly expression has earned them the nickname Smiling Dogs. But make no mistake, these pups are serious survivors. Number 7 is the Russian Wolfhound, or as it's more commonly known today, the Borzoi. These elegant, long-legged dogs were once favorites of Russian nobility, bred for one intimidating purpose: hunting wolves. Clocking speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, they were typically deployed in teams of 3 to chase down and hold a wolf in place until hunters arrived. But after the Bolshevik Revolution, their aristocratic ties almost led to their extinction. Thankfully, a few survived and were brought to the West, forming the foundation of today's Borzoi breed. Graceful, but with a wild past. At number 6, we've got the West Siberian Laika. Now, Laika refers to a group of Spitz-type hunting dogs, but the West Siberian variant is the one that really stands out. These medium-sized dogs were bred to hunt everything from squirrels to massive brown bears. Weighing just 50 pounds, they'd fearlessly bark and distract animals more than 20 times their size while hunters closed in. What makes them even more impressive is their adaptability. They can handle everything from swamps and dense forests to icy rivers and extreme temperature swings, ranging from +40 to -45 degrees Celsius. Next up, at number 5, is the East European Shepherd, the Soviet Union's answer to the German Shepherd. In the 1930s, Soviet officials needed a homegrown military and police dog. Instead of importing, they built their own, larger, stronger, and more cold-resistant. These dogs were used to patrol borders, detect mines, guard prisoners, and even take part in counter-terrorism operations. Developed in just a few decades, they played a vital role during World War II, saving countless lives on the Eastern Front. A perfect example of Soviet efficiency and power wrapped in fur. At number 4, we have the Russian Black Terrier, affectionately called the Black Pearl of Russia. After World War II, the Soviet working dog population was decimated, so the Red Star Kennel launched a massive breeding program to develop the ultimate military dog. The result? A massive breed reaching 30 inches in height and up to 140 pounds, made from at least 17 different breeds, including Rottweilers, giant Schnauzers, and Newfoundlands. These dogs were so elite, civilians weren't even allowed to own one until after the Soviet Union collapsed. Think of them as the canine version of a top-secret weapon. Coming in strong at number 3 is the Moscow Watchdog. This breed was developed in the 1950s to patrol and protect Soviet facilities. With their massive frame, up to 27 inches tall and 150 pounds, they were designed to intimidate on sight. But they weren't just muscle. These dogs were trained to make independent decisions, assessing whether a stranger was a threat or just someone to keep an eye on. At home, they're known to be affectionate, especially with children. It's like flipping a switch, from gentle giant to fearless guardian in an instant. At number 2 is the legendary Caucasian Shepherd, or Caucasian Ovcharka. One of the most powerful and intimidating dog breeds ever created, these dogs originated in the Caucasus Mountains and were fine-tuned by Soviet breeders to guard livestock and patrol borders. Males can weigh up to 200 pounds, with thick, bear-like coats and a bite force that can shatter bones. These dogs were so effective that during the Cold War, they were stationed along the Berlin Wall. Some were trained to hold intruders, while another would run back to alert the guards. They weren't just muscle. They were smart, tactical, and built for war. And finally, at number 1, we've got the Alabai, also known as the Central Asian Shepherd. This ancient breed dates back over 5,000 years and embodies everything the Soviet working dog program aimed for: independence, toughness, and intelligence. While the breed existed long before the Soviet Union, it was the Soviets who helped standardize and spread its influence. In places like Turkmenistan, the Alabai is more than a dog. It's a cultural icon, appearing on postage stamps and even honored with massive statues. These dogs were bred to protect flocks from wolves, snow leopards, and even human threats, often acting without any human guidance. Their loose neck skin, like a lion's mane, protected them in fights. And in some regions, they were bred not to bark, so they could silently neutralize threats without giving away the flock's location. Now, that's stealthy. And there you have it. The top 10 toughest dog breeds born from the grit and frost of the Soviet era. Which one of these would you dare bring home or trust to guard your house? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Soviet canine history, check out these 2 videos next, curated just for you. Thanks for watching PetsGators, and I'll see you in the next one.